It's AWTITUDE representing for Lion's Voice. Yes, massive. This is the time for I and I, the lion them to tell I and I story, our story. Yes, and we reign and rule like this. Reign and rule, yeah. Selassie, I reign and rule. You can't take the lion vibes, people. If you no fool, cause we no Selassie reign and rule. Reign and rule. Selassie, I reign and rule. Queen Omega drop them in the fire, pull from them, no Queen Omega, she reign and rule. Royal Kushite, ancient essence, Emperor Selassie in a majestical presence, flash of all sevens, projecting through I and I events. We sing a song for the king, we bring joy and blessing and overstanding, yeah. We hear Jah every day, hey. Reign and rule, yeah. Selassie, I reign and rule. Yes, I lion vibes, Selassie, I reign and rule. Attitude say that Boondocks, Black Organization of Global Diplomats optimizing expressions to the world. Tiluo, tilie.
This is Mama Thea of Asli Pure, and when I want to hear the story from the lion and the lioness, I listen to Lion Voice with Ras Bonsu.
That is His Majesty, and if we're gonna follow his teachings and follow his work and his speeches, we also gotta follow his movement in the physical form, you know. We are all kings and we should move in our kingly character, you know, in the fullness, you know. When they cite I and I, we're not out of place, you know. When they cite the king is not out of place, you know. So when the king speaks, he speaks just like how we look, you know. Yeah, eloquent and make sure everything is full and to put together. So you may speak in a certain way, but when they see how you present yourself now, the presentation, you know, when the king presents himself in his kingly character, you have to take heed and listen because he's not just speaking gibberish, he's speaking truths and rights, and then the presentation is presented well, hopefully and brightly, you know. So I actually ended up getting that same fight, or maybe even wickeder than him. Because this was the young boy, they felt that this boy, the clean, he's supposed to come clean cut and come sing and be clean cut singer, and you know, that wasn't the case. But thanks to Mama HG, my mom, she never looked at it that way. Yes. You know, it was more like my father and certain other side of the family would look at it like Rastafari this and Rastafari that, but then when you look at I and I, I'm not doing nothing bad in the community. You know, I and I is just doing righteousness in the community. So my mom respected that. She was more, you know, she's okay on a spiritual tip. You know, we can't fight that because there's other people out there doing wicked things. So if my son is on a different spiritual tip, we learn from that. You know, so that also guided me as well because mom was still, she's never, you know how some Christians they fight that wicked. But my mom never looked at it like that. I mean, there sometimes she would come and say, "Boy, I wish you could have turned your life over to," you know. But she still respects me as a Rasta man, you know, and respect what I'm doing within Rastafari works, you know. And I've always said this: my mom has been to Africa plenty times. And from when she comes back and tell me certain things, even from when I was a youth, she tell me certain things about Africa and bring us stuff from Africa. I've always said, anytime I go to Africa, there's no reason for me to come back here. So I feel like the Most High, the powers that be, is just waiting for me to reach there or set me up to be there, that I'm going to be there alone and don't come forward here again. Every time I go out there and sing about Rastafari, I have to represent it well. Yes. I can't be out there in no t-shirt and no jeans pants and say me I say Rastafari and I speak like Rastafari, but me not look like Rastafari. You know? And that is why when you see me, you know, it's not a stage show thing. You know, it's more representing the king. You know, representing I and myself as a king. You know, if I go and go meet somebody in a business part of town, I'm not gonna go out there with a t-shirt and jeans and say I'm going to a business meeting. No, I'm going to dress accordingly. You understand? And especially representing Rastafari. When I come in with a turban or, you know, you want to dress accordingly so they could say, you know what, Rasta have seat at table too, Rasta can set things and make things move, and this is what we need in this time, that we can represent ourselves just like how the king would represent I and I.
Well, lion voice, tell them that's the people first choice. Lion voice, make the lioness them feel nice. Lion voice, with the lion cubs we sacrifice. Lion voice, got to show the people them the life. Lion voice. Yeah. Well, Haile Selassie the first, the Almighty, and he was crowned with Empress Menen. And you see there come a time in every relationship in it brand new and your heart is full of doubt. And you try investigate to check things out. And sometimes you see if you follow word of mouth, you end up take the wrong route. Well, it's a mystery, what a mystery, and I can't see. But will she diss me? Will she trick me? Or is it just me? But it's a mystery, what a mystery, and I can't see. But will she diss me? Or will she be the wife and mother of my baby? Sometimes I feel like she's holding back. Something inside says it don't react. Sometimes I hear how the people chat. Most of the time we ignore all of that. The way she read books made my soul relax. Love how she look and she proud to be black. Me love how she cook and how she state the fact. She said the wicked are female like wax. Well, it's a mystery, what a mystery, and I can't see. Well, will she diss me? Will she trick me? Or is it just me? Well, it's a mystery, what a mystery, and I can't see. Well, will she diss me? Or will she be my wife and mother of my baby? When we come together, everything is clear. Anytime we touch, I know love is there. Sometimes it seems like this girl disappear, and when we ask, we can't find this girl anywhere. Plus, nobody.
Greetings in that divine name of His Imperial Majesty, Emperor Haile Selassie I. Glory and honor in the name of his chosen queen, Empress Waziri Menen. My name is Kwasi Bansu, aka the Chasmach Kwasi, aka Ras Kwasi, aka the Reading Ras, aka the Pan-African Happy Man. I'm a creative industry attorney, I'm an author, I'm an artist, I'm an actionist, and right now I am the host of the Lion Voice vlog. Welcome to the Lion Voice Network and welcome to the vlog. We are on the road. We are in the land of I, the land of St. Croix, the land I've heard about so much from brethren like the brethren beside I. DMV family. You know who is this? This is one of the ones I and I claim. Same way, you know, say. Yeah. I've claimed him as Washington DC family, Rastafari family. So many Sankofa roots days, brethren call Ras Attitude, him come shell down the place. You know what I mean? He's an internationally renowned artist. You know what I mean? He's a multimedia producer, editor, graphics man. So much, you know, from seat to table, yes, in the music thing. Ras Attitude, you know what I mean? So warm Lion Voice Network, welcome to Bridget Ras Attitude. Thanks for the invitation, you know? Yeah man. Yeah. So just explain to the people, who is Ras Attitude?
Yeah, Ras Attitude is a singer, DJ, like I said, entrepreneur in music, designer, you know, writer, you know, and the list goes on, you know.
Yeah,
so righteous, you going through the path of righteousness, doing the things in Jah eyes to be done, you know. Yeah.
Maybe the most coordinated Ras on the planet. I don't ever see the man out of coordination in terms of him presentation, you know.
Yes, sir.
Him take on, you know, his mind, his words, best dress. Some man take on that serious, you know.
Yeah.
A militant Ras Attitude, one of them with the turban wrap and the thing and everything.
Yes,
Balance, you know?
that is His Majesty, you know,
Yes.
and if we're gonna follow His teachings and follow His work and His speeches, we also gotta follow His movement in the physical form, you know?
Natural.
We are our kings and we should move in our kingly character, you know?
Natural.
In the fullness, you know? When they cite I and I, we're not out of place. You know, when they cite the king is not out of place, you know? So when the king speaks, he speaks just like how he look, you know? Yeah, eloquent and make sure everything is full and to put together. So you may speak in a certain way, but when they see how you present yourself now, the presentation, you know, when the king presents himself, his king, the character, you have to take heed and listen because he's not just speaking English, he's speaking truths and rights, and then the presentation is presented well, hopefully and brightly, you know.
It's a serious sound that the eye blocking.
Yeah.
Take us to where the eye was born, and the eye journey to Rastafari.
I was born right here in St. Croix,
Okay.
Virgin Islands, you know.
Okay.
I was born, you know, I was raised up in Mumbiju, a place called Mumbiju.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mumbiju and Peter's Rest. I was going back and forth, you know, through Mumbiju and Peter's Rest. But Mumbiju is Panjipani Mumbiju is actually where I raised up.
Okay.
Big up all
These are all parts of my new home.
Yes. This is where we call the boondocks.
All right.
You know, it's country living.
Okay.
You know, like a country people out there, you know. That's country living, so we call that the boondocks, you know, from time so we come up and call it the boondocks, you know. So I say I'm from the boondocks of St. Croix, Panjipani Mumbiju. You know, I come up in a Christian home. Yeah, my mom is a gospel singer.
Okay.
You know, a very
explain the range of Ras Attitude.
Yeah,
one of the top ranges of any artist.
Yes, sir.
Him can sing falsetto, him gun, baritone, him all over the place. Him can DJ, you know. We're gonna get to that part there, but
I have to big up mom for that.
Okay.
Because mom, in the morning we had to, well, in the rising, like we say in the rising, we had to, you know, rise up and go to the toilet. I was fortunate to have a piano in the house. You know, mom was that serious about the music, you know. So she had a piano in the house, and in the rising we'd get up and have to do our do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, and all that stuff and play piano. You know, me and my brothers. You know, she had us singing in a group and doing the group thing. But I was the only one that loved the music thing, you know. This is what I really loved from my youth. And she used to take us on her tours with her, you know, and then till it boiled down to one youth she's taking because I'm more like into this thing, you know. But yeah, that's how I come up in a musical background, you know.
That explains a lot.
Yeah.
So what was the journey like to Rastafari? What age did I start embracing the teachings? When did you put on your covenant?
I started embracing the teachings at an early age. I would say about 14, 15, about 15.
This is in what, the 90s?
Yeah, this is like in the 90s.
Early
90s.
Okay.
Early 90s. And you know, I would see my uncle in my family was like to me one of the first Rastaman that I've seen walking around with the roots on his head, and I'm in church and I'm seeing this, and I if I'm not mistaken, I can remember one time I asked a question because they was talking about skin of bronze and hair of wool. And I couldn't understand it as a youth when they're showing a picture of a different person. I don't see no skin of bronze and hair of wool. So I would ask, like, so is it my uncle they're talking about? I mean, because this is the image I'm seeing when I hear them talk about this. So from that now, seeing all of this and coming up, my brother was the next Rastaman in the family, my eldest brother, you know. So I see him go through a lot of tribulation with the family. I never seen my uncle go through it, which he probably did, which I actually did see later on. You know, but I seen my brother because he was closer to me. I seen him go through it with my family. and he would be the one teaching me certain things. And so when I listen to him and how he's talking from different from how everybody else is talking, I'm like, this makes sense what you're saying more to me, So at that time I was braiding my hair and stuff. Around that same time, I stopped eating meat because I had a friend. He came by one time, and I know him to be a big, stocky person. And he came by one time, and man get small. And I said, I know I didn't see you for a while, and man said, yo, fish poison him. So from that, we cut out fish, cut out fish. And then I hear one broadcasting, kind of know where you them time, we have McDonald's and them something with them time, we have, pizza and them something there. So I did hear a newscast or something about mad cow disease. Yeah, so from that now I say, all right, boop, that done with too. So we just stopped cold turkey one time, so it's been like that for years now. So that is where I'm coming from. Then book some youth where I was chatting bubble.
Okay.
And get some reasoning from them. I still reason with my brother, who was part of the EWF at that time. Yeah. And just reasoning and end up going up on the hill up there near at the time I think it was Constitution Hill. And go up there and hold a message with them. Yeah, they had a camp up there at the time. Hold a message with them and Bobo Cannon and I met Bobo David and all them and up the same way, But since that time now, I end up leaving St. Croix.
Okay.
And traveling to America, so I never spent too much time in the camp like that.
Yeah.
I just got this little bit of knowledge and then forward out and left and went to Babylon.
Where in America?
I ended up going to Worcester, Massachusetts.
Wow.
Yeah, to pursue college at the time. Long story short, that was not the college I wanted to go to, but that's where I was sent. Yeah. So I ended up there doing college and still reading and learning more about Rastafari. And at that time, my brother was up there as well.
Okay.
So he was actually like the man who's teaching me certain things and showing me certain things about Fari. Right. So I actually ended up getting that same fight, or maybe even wickeder than him. Because this was the young boy, they felt that this boy did the clean, he's supposed to come clean cut and come sing and be clean cut singer, and that wasn't the case. But thanks to Mama HG, my mom, she never looked at it that way.
Yes.
It was more like my father and certain other side of the family would look at it like Rastafari this and Rastafari that, but then when you look at I and I'm not doing nothing bad in the community. I and I is just doing righteousness in the community. So my mom respected that. She was more, she's okay on a spiritual tip. We can't fight that because there's other people out there doing wicked things. So if my son is on a different spiritual tip, we learn from that. So that also guided me as well, because mom was still, she's never, how some Christians stay, they fight that wicked. But my mom never looked at it like that. I mean, there are sometimes she would come and say, boy, I wish you could have turned your life over to, but she still respects me as a Rasta man, and respect what I'm doing within Rastafari works,
Thanks. So how old was the when they embraced, when you went into Worcester, Massachusetts? How old was the
I was like 17.
17.
I graduated high school about 16, 17.
Okay.
And then
Straight.
And then went straight.
And then when was it along that journey that you say, okay, because I know sometimes when a youth treading up Rastafari, it takes a while before they really get the full impact of His Imperial Majesty.
I was fiery.
Okay.
I was fiery. Last batch used to play drums for my mom.
Yes.
So by the time we connected again, later on in life, he was done Ras up. I was just twisting my little Ras then. That was same time I was in college. He was in Boston at the time. And I tried to link with him, but he was backing artists like Buju Banton, all the big names you could call. He was backing these brothers. They had a band called Motion.
Yeah.
So, long story short, when I finally get to link with Batch, by the time I linked with Batch, I was in Virginia at the time. And got to link with him. So he was one of the stepping stones to teaching me certain things about Father as well. You know, by us putting out the album and working together, I didn't know too much. So every time I got a chance to reason with him and learn things about the King, he would be there to teach me things about the King. So I can say Batch is one of those that really showed me a lot about Father as well, you know?
Yeah.
So coming up now, other than Batch, there was my brother and everybody showing me, so no. Now I reached that point that I say, you know, I can pick up 2 books for myself and, you know, read that up and get my own understanding. Not just someone else's opinion or understanding. So this is where I start to read up about the King and Empress Menen and read up about the whole emperor, you know, and the empress. You know, start to learn more things about His Majesty. Like I said, even now that I sing so much songs about the King and sing so much songs about being righteous, I still am in that learning process, and I feel like to learn more, I have to go to that place, you know, to get the real.
Ethiopia.
I have to reach to that place, and I haven't been there yet.
Have you
But
been
I'm working on
Africa?
No, not yet.
Okay,
I haven't reached to Africa yet. I've been all over, but I haven't been to Africa yet. And I feel like, and I've always said this, my mom has been to Africa plenty times. And from when she comes back and tells me certain things, even from when I was a youth, she tells me certain things about Africa and bring us stuff from Africa. I've always said, anytime I go to Africa, there's no reason for me to come back here. So I feel like the Most High, the powers that be, is just waiting for me to reach there or set me up to be there, that I'm going to be there alone and don't come forward here again.
Don't say that, because people are saying, cry, I'm going to miss you.
Yeah, when I said don't come forward here again, and I mean
not to live.
Not to live.
Yes.
It's like I'm passing through. Now me live in Africa, it's not going to be like I'm coming here to live. So whosoever is family and I say, yo, Africa the thing there, and if you not come, that's on you. You know what I'm saying? That's where the thing is for me right now, and I feel like the higher powers and the higher beings haven't put me there in that place yet, because my thing have been set up yet to be there yet. I'm thinking, because I know that once I get there, I don't. It's so big there, and it's so joyful there. I don't think I want to have base here again like that. You know, once I reach there, that's how I'm feeling in my meditation. You know what I'm saying?
Because you could tour the continent and don't miss nothing.
And don't miss nothing.
Because there's so many countries, so many different type of landmass, so many different climates on the continent, cultures, you know.
Right. So this is why I feel like the powers never met me reach them places yet.
Well,
you know,
we're gonna reason because you know, we haven't reasoned in a while, but we've been developing some things I think is perfect for the eye skill set, you know. This brethren is one of the most talented brethren I know, and I know a lot of brethren, but in terms of, you know, music video production, as you say, as an artist, you know, vocal range, you know, graphics and these things, and you're really the embodiment of the new creative in this time, you know, because the creative in this time is a different vibration. Because before you get the team, we acknowledge the importance of a team, but until you get them, you have to do it yourself. You know, and the fact that you built a high proficiency in all of the different areas is commendable to the eye. So what things impressed the eye about Kadamawi Haile Selassie the First that the eye would share with the younger generation, you know, coming up?
Well, what more impressed me about the King was mostly the way he speaks.
Okay.
You know, the way he speaks and the way he carried himself was more impressive to me, because, you know, I've always looked at, like I said, my mom perform, and make sure she carry herself in a righteous way, in an upful way, And then reading the speech, and then every time when you read His Majesty's speech and you start looking in certain videos, you see in the video, and in my meditation, I'm seeing this king. Everywhere he walk is just immaculate. It's just right. Everything is right, and that stuck out to me big time about the king. Just the way he carried himself, like I told my manager the other day. I said, you know what? I always said the other day, and I was getting in trouble for that. I said, you said the other day, but it was years ago. But yeah, it's timeless, exactly. I told him, I said, you know what? Every time I go out there and sing about Rastafari, I have to represent it well.
Yes.
I can't be out there in no t-shirt and no jeans pants and say me I say Rastafari and I speak like Rastafari, but me not look like Rastafari. And that is why when you see me, it's not a stage show thing, it's more representing the king, representing I and myself as a king. If I go and go meet somebody in a business part of town, I'm not gonna go out there with a t-shirt and jeans and say I'm going to a business meeting. No, I'm going to dress accordingly. You understand? And especially representing Rastafari. When I come in with a turban or, you want to dress accordingly so they could say, you know what, Rasta have seat at table too, Rasta can set things and make things move, and this is what we need in this time, that we can represent ourselves just like how the king would represent I and I.
How do you feel about artists performing with a drink in their hand?
Well, what kind of drink are you talking about? Some water?
Anything. I mean, because, I know a lot of time artists, and I'm not a fan of it. I'm going to just be clear, because I think when you're up there to perform for the people, perform for the people.
Mm-hmm.
Don't have a drink and you're kind of easy and you have to. But I mean,
I totally get what you're saying. Yeah. That's not something where me myself will probably do all the time. Have a glass of water or a bottle of water and sing while more time you'll rest it down. Sometimes you forget it, dip on the side. And some
your
people,
performance is so energetic. That's why I asked that, because the performance is part of your thing. Right.
And some people may forget that them have the water in their hand until they catch themselves and say, "Oh boy, put it down," But there's a lot of people who does not, let's say, grace the stage in that way. The stage is a whole other entity, whole other vibes. You know what I'm saying? And some people don't take it to that level. So they may have a glass of water or champagne bottle and spill it on the stage. And some people carry it in a whole different way. But as far as Rastafari go, I don't see a problem with having a glass of water or something on the stage with you. Some may have a
dry throat
problem, or some people still have butterflies. I know I still get butterflies sometimes, depending on the settings. You know what I'm saying? You may get little butterfly and need to have that water close so you don't dry throat and mess up your lyrics. Then you can't, So I don't really see.
And I ask, as a big brother, because when you see stage performance, a Ras Attitude, that, You understand? When you talk about stage performance and, variation and crowd control, and, you have your signature sound mark.
Tinker.
When to drop it in. That's a sound mark, that is a branding tool that distinguishes him, from people hear this, Ras Attitude.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
A lot of Jamaican artists use it, and I don't know if they're consciously knowing that what they're doing is called a sound mark.
Mm-hmm.
But that is what it is, and it's a age-old marketing
tool.
When you see products, you see that little chime, or they have a little.
Somebody have a little slogan or a little they call it. What they call it now? Slur.
Yes.
Like a slur, something to let somebody know, hey, this is who's coming on and this is who this is. That's something I developed on tour with Batch.
Okay.
It started as a warm up thing. I never did it ever before warming up. And just this night, we was doing sound check, and the engineer said, "Say something." And I was like, "Ah," you know. But where we was at, people was already coming in to the show area to see the show, and I think the engineer, somebody was late for sound check, and we just ended up having to do the sound check with the people, little bit of people in front. I did that, and I see people start to move towards the stage like show about to go on, So I did it a couple more times, and I noticed everybody was at attention. So I was like, okay. So the next shows after that, I was actually doing an album in Florida at the time.
Okay.
With Jet David, and Gary Wang, rest in peace, Gary Wang, the album. And that's when I started saying, it's attitude and thinker, all these things, So that's where that come from, and we started moving with that sound. Every time we do a station, we do that sound. So then we just go say, no, book, and say, this is it, book, and we mark it down, do the mark, So that was how that come about, and so, we got it till now.
Mighty. So,
yeah.
Talk to us about some of the places that the music has taken there.
Oh man, I did travel the whole America, me and Batch. We did a tour throughout the whole America.
That was live band? Or
live band,
okay.
The Zioneers band.
Wow.
Big up the Zioneers, rest in peace. Ibishi and Ibendigo.
Okay.
The Zioneers band was our band that we traveled with all the time, Batch, Ras Attitude and the Zioneers. So we did out the whole of US, California, anyway, you can name it. Any place in US you can name it, we did that.
Okay, and then what did that teach you about touring music?
Man, it taught me a lot, brother, because it taught me a lot. We would be here for hours. Humbleness for sure. Taught me humbleness for sure, because we was touring in a 15-passenger van with instruments and everything, And so it taught me humbleness and the elders, because I Bendigo and I Beach were elders, So they were youths. And then it's like the steps. Youth them, you have the middle youth them, then you have the elder them. So that's how the Zion years was. We were all learning from each other. And, exactly, and the elders was teaching us as well, So there were times that the youth them get all Federica, Chano, stand up, no space, no there, and the elder them just stay and say, man, just calm yourself, man, we soon reach, man, just settle, man, we soon reach. You get that kind of like I always respected I Bendigo for that, because sometimes when big argument kick off, I Bendigo stays and just cool, man, that's cool. So it's a level of humbleness I learned through being around those elders and being on the road, and especially with Batch. Like, I used to have a nickname for him on the road, Ras Wiseful, because he always had an answer for everything that go on, and it's not just an answer for everything. It was more like let's humble ourselves. Let's humble ourselves. Let's talk to the king. Let's reason with the hires. Let's reason with the ancestors and see what happens, And there was always points where we would feel like, why we're not gonna make it tonight, and Brother Batch would be the one to say, come on, lift up ourselves, man. Let me do this, And that's where I got that from as well. Now you can't tell me nothing about down. Now up, let me go, up, let's move. Because these are the stuff on the road that I learned from the brothers, setting up shows and a lot of things that we were doing for ourselves. We didn't have no management until later on. We were setting up these things for ourselves, So I learned a lot from Brother Batch with that as well too, because like I say, he was probably the man dealing with the business and hey, let's make sure this happens or this has to go this way or we need this for the back line. So I know about back line and all these, you know what I'm saying? So learning from these kings, you know, and as well they learning from I and I as well, you know. So it was like a one hand wash the other type of situation.
That is a serious trod. Keeping a man on the road, the economics of that whole operation.
Yeah.
So that definitely is a schoolroom.
It's a schoolroom because I did not know it took that much to keep a man on the road.
Yes.
It's only till later on down the line and tour when I started digging. I said, wait there, so how this run now, how we do this now, and okay, this is what we do and this is what we did here, and then I start, oh, okay, and Batch was never that type to say he's gonna keep this information. This is why I know about BMI and ASCAPs and all these things because Batch sat me down and said, hey, this is what you need to do this and do that. So he was a key part in why I'm doing artistry right now as a musician, you know, and my mom, you know, because I raised up around them doing these things here, but he was the one to sit me down and say, see that paper, yeah, BMI this and this is ASCAP and this is this and this is that. To get the paper thing right, what you're gonna do, you're gonna trademark this, you're gonna, you know. So he also made sure that if I'm gonna do it the right way.
But he's a sharp lion, you know. He's a very sharp lion.
I respect him to the fullest.
Yeah, man.
To the fullest, you know.
Love the connection we have with the brethren.
Yeah.
So talk to us about the high time in Washington DC area. You know, what was that like? And why? What brought you to DC? Why DC? Obviously, you perform in DC and left a mark there, but why DC?
I was in Virginia for a time. Yeah, I ended up in California and then moved to DC because I was dealing with my Empress at the time, and that's how I ended up in DC.
Okay.
You know, and ended up in DC and was living there for a time and dealing with the music from DC because at the time, like I said, DC is DC, Maryland, Virginia.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
So
DMV.
yeah, the DMV. So at one point, I remember Batch used to live in Virginia.
Yes, he said that.
Right? He used to live in Virginia at the time, and this was the time around when midnight them start to come around DC and in the DC area. Yeah. So I used to travel from Norfolk, Virginia.
Okay.
More time to go check Batch them. See, so when I ended up moving to DC at the time, Batch them had done left DC, but I knew the area, you know, because I used to always go there. So it was nothing to move around in that space and time because I was DC, Maryland, Virginia, you know. So that's how I got to know the area like that since I moved to DC. And then when I came around the item or met the item, it was a whole different world for me.
Yeah, when we talk about that, what do you remember? I don't remember the first time.
Honestly, I don't exactly remember first time me and you met, but I want to believe, if I'm not mistaken, we met. We met shortly at I could remember the spot. It was a piano on the wall. They have a drawing of a piano on the wall, big black and white piano on the wall in this DC spot. I met the idea one time and reasoned with the eye. But then the first time me and you ever met was at a function they had at Howard University.
Okay.
They had a function at Howard University. And that's where I think I met the eye and Mama Waletti.
Okay.
At a function, and it was a Rastafari function, and I went there with, who can I remember who took me there? I want to believe it was either a brother named Floyd took me there to it. And I can't remember who actually took me, but we went to the function, and that's where I met the eye. So by the time we met and we reasoned, and the item showed me about the vibe then that the item used to keep on Juneteenth, and come out and hold a meds out there on the step. I don't remember the name of it. Sankofa. Thank you.
I'm a Sankofa Rose Fest.
Yes. So we got more vibeful, and then by the time I got in to know the artists, them and artists like Higher Dream and all these youth guys. Big up Higher Dream.
We have the interview already.
Me and him share Earth Day on the same day.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Blackwater God, big up yourself.
Yes, I. You know, Wally and them, and then we start to get to know them brothers there. And so by knowing them, I was able to know more about what the item was dealing with IDOR.
Yes.
You know, so I came to a few of the IDOR functions, and then I don't remember if it was the I or somebody else asked me to do one of the functions with Yami Bolo.
Yeah, man, that was Ras Attitude organized that one.
Right. So so even before then,
I have a man too.
Right, I have a murder. Right. And even before then, I think the item had do something with Dr. Umar Johnson.
We never brought Umar, but we were probably part of it.
Part of it, yes, because I remember going there with a set of people, and I remember seeing the idea. You know, but that's when I got to know the item, and I came out to some of the function for idea, and I really loved it, and I got a lot of information there. So and that's when I got the I number. We reason more, and I would even call the I sometimes the reason, you know, because the I is very intelligent, you know, and knows what the I doing within Farah, you know. So it was only right that I fit myself in those areas there to say, well, yes, I'm amongst these high brothers, you know, who knows about Farah and knows what's going on in this time and dispensation within Farah business, you know.
Well, it's an honor to share space with you, you know. From that time to this time, henceforth, even forever, you know, because I was just getting started on the journey, and now I'm coming at the high place now. You know, and I see the love that they have for the Iron Saint Cry, Ras Attitude, close the show.
Give it up for Ras Attitude. Give thanks. Haile Selassie first. Empress man Asta. Boondocks.
I've been searching to find myself, to the hurt, the joy, the pain sometimes driving. Now it seems like life is passing on so fast. At times a little memories is all that's left. Chasing, running, longing, and anticipating. I'm still waiting, yeah. Sometimes I just got to free my mind. No barriers and no roadblocks. Sometimes I have to reevaluate my life. Emancipate from strife. Sometimes.
Show.
Reality.
Big coronation show, almost honor the great artist from Saint Cry on the show. Unity for His Majesty. It was touching. The talent level, you know, just talent after talent after talent, and everybody sound different. Everybody have their own style. I was like, wow, this is what I see Cry.
Yeah, and this time I will just play my part, you know. Just don't come out of my lane. That's the lane there, you know. Yeah, and to see the eye do the eye thing as well too, you know. I even uttered to the eye, said there's ones and ones who really appreciate love that I touched the stage and did what you did, you know. They were like, yo, this brother here different, you know. War, you know, this you know, people love that, you know, and it's a whole different vibe, you know. They're like, yo, who this youth be? So they ask and questions. So now they want to hear the music.
No, it's coming. You know? It's coming. I say, you know, Ninja Kid. We make sure so the DJ them get the music now, and we're gonna use Saint Cry as a base for the music.
Yes.
And done, you know, Me a group up with the same
I mean,
artists.
it's not gonna be hard to play your music here because Synchro is a place that accepts cultural music,
That's what
accepts
I
the
see.
Pan African
That's
music,
the audience.
accepts
Yeah, that's the audience, you know.
it's well accepted.
I'm going to group up with the same
Yeah.
artists. But don't set the
Yeah,
plan.
so, you're good,
Look
man.
at the artist side, I mean,
you're-
vex with me because they do everything else and the artists I get neglected.
Yeah.
So, but see how, but my thing is, I know that because I'm an attorney and I talk to artists, I know that side of being out there by yourself as an artist and on the road. And I never loved want that.
Ain't easy at all.
No.
That's why it was easier for me being on the road with Batch
With Batch, at
and the
least.
Zioneers.
Yes.
You know what I'm
It's
saying?
like a
'Cause
family. You're
it's a
insulated.
family and you learn more with them. But when you're by yourself, you learn things as well, but you're not able to learn something, reason it with your brethren,
Yes.
and then y'all decipher that, and both of you learn together. Or you know what I'm saying? It's more like it's just either you and your manager there, and if they're not on the same page as you, you know what I'm saying?
Most of the
He's
time.
not playing no music with
No.
you. He's not, you know what I'm saying?
The manager also, when you get to that level, he's about the business. It's
Right,
not
right.
the
It's just
mission, it's
business,
just
yeah,
business.
yeah.
You want to make sure you get him cut.
Yep.
You earn, he's setting up the opportunities,
Yep.
he's managing the career, so to speak.
Yep.
So I know how the music industry
True.
goes, the trajectory of it. So that's why I never push the music. I don't have no doubt that I can break through, you know. But
Right.
my thing is break through for what? Break through for, you know, so to be a target and be by yourself.
Well, that is the thing, you know. That is the thing. You're laying that when it's time for your lane to change, and you have to do something that's still gonna be your lane because you're in that lane, whether the lane change or not. You're in. That's you in that lane.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying?
And I love the thought of I and I as Rastafari creating our own creative ecosystem.
Exactly.
Just like how we had the show there, having that package in different ways, and that's what I'm trying to do with the Association of Rastafari Creatives, which I have to become active in. Is, you know, we want to group up the St. Croix artists with the Jamaica artists, with the African Rastafari artists as Rastafari, and we're making that
collective.
impact, you know.
Yeah.
So depending on the show, it might be different packages, but we are playing. And I watch the Cali Roots, you know, and big up the Cali Roots. Them, you know, how they set up the business infrastructure, the pipeline,
Right.
you know.
Well, that's what we need to get better in as the teams out here, the different teams.
Exactly.
First of all, being able to work together.
That is it.
Yeah. Second of all, being able to deal with it on an upfront and right way. Like everybody ever get them cut. Nobody can agree for this, not agree for that. You know, it may have levels of how you get your thing because of what you do on this tour or on this trip. You know what I mean? Because you may be the speaker man, the wire man, the engineer. You may get a different cut because you're doing all of that. You may be just an artist and you get, so we have to know our lane.
Yes.
All right, man, I get this, you know, because this is my lane, you know, that's how I do my work and this what I deserve for my work. But you can't watch a next man what him do. You understand? And because him get a bigger cut now, you're watching him. No, he's done so much work for this to even happen, for us to even go and sing, or, you know what I'm saying? For you to have a clear microphone and your monitors, them sound good, and the people, them can hear you out there. In order for that to happen, the man who's getting the big cuts, he's the one that make that happen.
I and I brethren Chin have a thing where him say from Irish and Chin big up. Him say pricing versus pulling. You know, your pricing have to match your pulling power.
Right.
So an artist who can pull a crowd is gonna naturally get more money.
More money.
It's not about the talent, the years you put in. It's about, at the end of the day, it comes down to the business, and that's why we have to always think of this thing as the business side in conjunction with the creative side.
But this is why we have to always support each other as well, because enough of us as Rasta. Well, the one them who actually say Rastafari, I mean it. Them would take a show for a Rasta community. And when the Rasta community say, boy, right now, we'll never make it like that and thing. We don't say, all right, now say a word, you know, Rastafari, we say. you know, and a lot of times that could hurt, and a lot of times it could be beneficial to the eye, you know, because you're putting in a work for your community.
And then this is where the
It's community service.
Yeah, and this is where the creative ecosystem comes in, because
Right.
artists have to start thinking about everything they do as content capture.
Thank you. Yes.
To feed the ecosystem.
Feed the ecosystem, because now if we go out and sing now and say every minute we go sing, because a lot of times we go out and sing for certain promoters who actually, and we give thanks that they invite us to come out and sing, but sometimes a lot of them don't really have the things sought out.
No.
You know what I'm saying? And if we had it as sort out a certain way, we would say Rastafari, we can bring certain artists and say, hey, see your room there, see your food there, see this there, see that there, and everything is on point. Because when we say Rasta, it have to be on point.
Yes.
You know, and this is where we need to reach, whether you bring in any artist. You know, when they look at Rastafari, they're supposed to say, you know what's an upstanding community here. You know, they make sure everything is on point. And I'm sure there's a lot of Rasta promoters out there that make sure things are on point. See, but one bad apple can spoil the bunch.
It's true.
You see what I'm saying?
And I think we need to really develop our promoters, because training is required.
It's required.
You know,
even the artistry, the promoters, engineers, we need all these things, just like how we need schools, just like how we need our own medical facilities. We need our own police as well.
Yes.
So police I&I community.
We need Rastafari A&Rs.
A&Rs, all these things.
Work with the talent, develop the talent.
Yes.
You know, punish the talent, help the talent to earn. Because a lot of artists right now are sitting and waiting for someone to book them, and that's not the industry anymore.
Right.
You got to create your own wave, your own following, and then they're gonna book you, because based on what you got going on, you know what I mean. So it's always, there should never, as an artist, be a time when you're not feeding an audience, because people want to, they're invested in you as the person even more than the music. They want to see you in the studio, voicing. They want to see you writing. They want to see you go to the river. Because, you know, they want to see you go do community service.
Well, this is what is required now, since we have everything at our fingertips.
At our fingertips. It's a
different from when, because I remember me used to go out and sell CD from out of the trunk of my car. You know, we sell CD, and you go on CD, and we get to meet people, you know, genuinely hand to hand. You know, you get to meet the people and build a relationship with the people, with the supporters. No, you don't have to know none of them. You don't get to see none of them. If they like you, they like you. If they don't like you, they don't like you. You know what I'm saying? And that's where it reach right now. It's either you're gonna watch it, you're gonna stream it, or you're gonna listen to it, or you just scroll to the left or the right and scroll up or down and leave that alone.
What I tell my clients is that the personal still counts, but you gotta, when you're doing that personal, like back in the day, like at a show, you meet people after the show, you need to have funnel where you can send, you're supposed to be funneling people into your ecosystem.
Yeah.
You love me? Going in the ecosystem.
Because that's what it is now.
Yeah.
That's what it is now.
Exactly.
Because now you're meeting people off of the internet now.
Yes.
Quicker than, you get me? Like you could have 5,000 people watching your live, and they getting to know you. Whether you're cooking your food in the kitchen.
And they're in Australia, they're in New Zealand.
All over the world.
And this is why this is the best time ever to be a creative, because usually you can say them a fight in a local area, but now you can surpass even your local area.
Yeah, it's a time of information, because people are looking for information all over. So while your local area may not be paying attention to you, there's another set of people someplace else paying attention to you. And that's just how it is more time, you know, because people see it every day. You know, like, I'm no Kwasi, man. I'm a friend that man. We'll go cook some food and go check him, man. But people out there who does not know you from nowhere, and you come to their place, they treat you very good, you know, like, because they don't know you, they don't know when they're going to see you again, or, you know what I'm saying? It's a love, because they want to be around that what they see on the screen. If they really love it and they see it on the screen, they're gonna come out. They want to see it in real life. They want, hey, my brother, yes, why you? That's real. You know, like it's real. People want to see this when they see it on the screen. And worse, if you have enough followers.
Yes.
You know, this.
But a lot of us have followers and not harnessing those followers. Because if you have 1,000 people giving you $100 a month, that's a six-figure income. How many artists are tapping into the people? But the followers just are watch and peep. You know, the
Yeah.
followers don't really mean a lot if they're not engaged followers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can leverage them for sponsorship and then
But that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of ones who's on these vlogging and all these things who actually knows how to make their money from
definitely.
from this thing
Yes,
here.
yes.
Which I'm glad that a brother like you now is teaching ones and ones within I community how to do it.
And this, when I'm looking at all these artists in Sacred, that's what I'm thinking about. Because I'm coming as an artist, but I'm also an attorney, and I'm also looking at, all right, this is a where we can try out this ecosystem model. Because if every artist have their ecosystem, then it's not so much of a crab and a barrel thing. Because you can still focus internally. You're building your ecosystem, but then you're building enough incomes that you can be comfortable. So when you come to the collectives, you're not worried about a promoter book you.
Right.
If you want to keep your own show, you keep your own show for your followers then. And you send out an email blast.
Yeah.
And because you've captured all that data, you have you know your audience. Them are going to turn up. You know what I mean? So these are, because that's what the white bands them are doing now.
You know what? Now that you're talking about that, I gotta big up Brother Heru.
Yes.
I gotta big up
He
Heru.
was a pioneer.
He started doing this thing from long and nobody never listened to Heru. I talked to him maybe a month ago and I said, Heru, you know what? I had to call him. I said, thank you, brother. And he said, for what? I said, thank you, because he was the first one. I think it was My Tunes he used to call it.
Yes.
He was the first one that come with that thing called My Tunes and tried to get all the artists involved from all over the world. Seeing, and he linked me about it and I signed up. And I was pushing it hard and I just, again, I'm telling you live, Hero, big up yourself. Thank you. And hopefully I think about doing it again on a whole different scale. We have brothers like Kwasi, enough brothers who probably would probably put it on a whole different vibe, because right now we need this platform.
And I plan to link, with Hero.
Man.
He has a platform that he's mobilizing some brothers doing some mighty work.
Mighty works, yes.
I wasn't able to join because right now I say I need to focus on the far right.
Yeah, man.
Right now, very heavily to get it before we expand to the Pan-African family, which we have to do that.
We have to.
But far right, because we have a special sip to give the world right now. You know what I mean? But we have to get it right.
We have to get it right.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
But I'm confident about the sip that I have, and especially in a time of war, instability, lockdown, the message that is so important. I asked Tippy this question: do you think that, as a whole, the Rastafari is feeding the people the right message for this time? Because when you listen to the music in the 70s, some revolution music and some. Right now, I'm listening, for that voice that is speaking to everything that's up. We're in the literal Gideon of Gideons, and it's like kind of quiet. I don't know, from the artist, and I may be missing things, to be fair, but I'm asking the question.
We are missing things. I won't say you missing things. So we.
Okay.
All of we missing things. Why I would say that is, we have to recognize that there is still forces trying to fight out this, what we have here, the natural man, the real kings of the earth, and His Majesty youths them traveling through in a whole different aura and a whole different time, moving with strength and power. What they don't want to see is that. Now, I would say yes, there is militant soldiers within Rastafari speaking the message that we need to hear. Not that we want to hear, but that we need to hear, but it's being suppressed.
Okay.
Yeah? That music is being suppressed. Like, I know of a slew of artists that has great songs that speaks about the struggle, that speaks about His Majesty, speaks about Queen Menen, speaks about a lot of things that we need to know in this iration right now, speaks about levity, speaks about healthy eating, all these things, even speaks about burning certain systematical stuff that goes on the system. And if you listen to their songs, they're speaking in codes, and you have to go decipher these codes because there's artists out there that take their time to put these codes in certain ways that only you as a man would have sit down and you probably listen to the song and like the song and sing the song and love the song. But certain people may listen to the song and say, wait there, what him just say? Hold on there. Ooh, what I read there, okay, let me look up that word there. Some people really dig into your songs.
Yeah.
So this is another reason why we as Rastafarians and
Rastafari, I like to say, and I like the fear part of fear.
yes, Sila, one more time. And the next one, boom that, yes, So Rastafari youths,
Yeah.
When we trad, we have to know that this tradition is a serious tradition.
Yeah, man.
You get me? And
Militant.
And the youths them that are watching I and looking at what we're doing, because now you have to look at it like this. The youth them are not going to pay attention to I if we're not carrying ourselves like the king. And I say that because nowadays the youth them are looking at glimmer and glamour.
Yes, they don't want poverty trap.
They don't want no poverty trad, my lad. So if you are Rasta man and I say, yo, Rastafari and this and you should be able to give that youth their job.
That's what time it is.
Then them can say, what? Rastafari for real, them and they around the world for real. I'm able to get a job. Whether he's taking them on tour to go lift some box, whether he's giving in a Rasta grocery store,
yes.
He can get a job there. Whether it's a Rasta bank, I give him a job for be the secretariat, whatever. But it have to be on that level where we are able to feed our youths them, whether it's by giving them jobs or feeding them by giving them a little thing in them and to say, well, settle yourself and
it's a serious sound that I blocking and until we can employ the youths, we're not going to retain the youths.
Yeah, I'm not talking about them have to see we drive around in Benz and Beamer, big chain on our neck. I'm not talking about that. They have to be able to see that we're successful.
That we're successful, that we're building.
When we say Rastafari, it's a whole community come out in a one. We say, we want to build a shop here? All right, shop bill.
Health center bill.
Health center, you say? That bill.
Library
Everybody
bill.
Come out in a one.
Yeah, man. Library bill.
So this is what they need to see, not just the successfulness. The youth them need to see the togetherness.
Imagine you see a construction site and man a build and I put up, and while I'm a build, you see them have harpers line off, and you bring the chanting while the building and go up. Can you imagine the impact in a community to come see that?
But this what used to happen. This used to happen in times.
You see?
Even when, remember, even all the Egyptians, then when they have Bilal and something, it was drums beating.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. When things are built, music have to be a part of it. It's always music. Even when a man build something, you could sit on a job site and build a rhythm. You hear me say? And build a rhythm from the thing, and then ching, ching, then a man come in, don't. You could sit on a job site and make and sing. I used to work construction and that's how me make up enough song. Yeah, enough song I write and make up in my meds and then go home go write it. It's after the construction site. When I used to do siding in Virginia, that's how, when a man doing the siding, that's how I'm singing songs. Through the machines them that's going. That we ain't got no other thing that beating nothing. So that's how I used to come up with my song. And when we hear a certain thing, ding, we'll sing something.
Right. So, Ras Attitude, if someone is watching this platform and they don't know the discography, the guy great, Lion Love, what songs would the recommend them to vibes to?
Yeah, well, you can check out Olive Tree. It's a whole catalog, a whole heap of songs. Rain and Rule, Upful and Bright, Upful and Bright. It's a whole catalog, man. You can also check out Yedu. Why Even Doubt Us, a clothing line that I'm working with right now. You can check out Natty Garments as well. We're coming out with the Natty Attitude shirt them as well, Yeah, enough things we're working on and dealing with. If you want to catch all that vibes, you could text Attitude to 545454. Just text Attitude to 545454. So all you have to do is go and pull up your text, and when it says 2, you're just gonna put 545454, and then in the text you just put Attitude, and then hit send, and then all that info will show up. The YouTube, everything, you know.
Okay.
The booking contacts, everything, you know.
Something new, yeah, show me.
Yeah. So you just type in that in your text message, and you're gonna find everything for Ras Attitude, you know.
Serious thing, brother.
The videos, all the new songs that's coming out. You can just follow Ras Attitude, and then anything that we're doing new, it pops up in your phone, you know?
Is that international? So my viewers in Ghana, if they text that in their phone, will they get the same result?
I'm thinking so, they will get the same result, yeah.
Okay.
I haven't tested it, but let's test it.
All right,
Ghana, let's test it.
Lion Pride outside of America. Text and drop a comment, let I know if the information pulled up. We'll also put the information down in the description, so that I then can make sure you can tune in with one of our great artists of this time.
Yes,
you saw him here, but this is not the last time. This is just the first little touch.
Yeah, we have enough reviews about that. Like when I explain certain things about I tracks, you know, is so much to tap in on, you know what I'm saying? So we just give you an outlook. You know?
Just a small touch. Small touch. What's the final song to the family? You know, Lion Pride, the whole family.
I just want to say give thanks again for the invitation to be here along the Lion's Pride. Yeah, and you know, holding on vibes with everyone. I would just say to all I people is this is a time for us to come forward together as a one, regardless of if a man is a bongo, if a man is a bobo, if a man is a 12 tribe, if a man even have a little tattoo on his hand, whatever. You know what I'm saying? These are things that we have to recognize as traditional. It's from I people. You know, and that we
I have a tattoo on the hand there too.
Yes.
Yeah,
the lion. You know, we put tribal. You know, I have one that is tribal. You know, and it not get done by no tattoo gun and them thing. They're real nail and the real thing we get done. You know, so again, even my Hawaiian people, them, you know, Samoan people, them, you know, it is a thing where we all have to live as one.
Yeah, you know? We can't make anything that separate us.
Yeah, especially if you're conscious minded.
Yes.
And you're moving righteously on earth, and you know, we're all like-minded when it comes to consciousness.
Yes.
These are the people we need to surround ourselves with, and forget about the little petty thing them, you know, that can help I build as a one, because right now we've been talking these things for a long time, and I give thanks to kings like the I who is putting foot forward to make things actually come to fruition, that we actually see schools are being built, and medical facilities are being built, and a compound for I to start that to happen. You know what I'm saying? So even if we don't have those things built already, at least we're starting it with a compound that we're bringing. All right, we have a little retreat, and we're bringing doctors and people who is Rasta lawyers and Rasta technicians and people who know what they're doing that can help this thing grow. This is where it starts from. So I would say all the ones and ones, just come forward in our oneness and put your skills towards building a oneness, towards building one movement that we can do in a one society, as a righteous society that we can overcome evil with good. Yeah? And this is the mission. And yes, it has to have a balance in life, you know. You know, but we have to say good over evil. Because the scale of it is so good. You understand? But there's always going to be a scale. You know, but we just have to make sure we know where we are on the scale, which is up here.
10 years from now, where is Ras Attitude? You know, if everything that I envision can go right and not everything is exact, what vision does I have for yourself 10 years from now?
10 years from now, I see a bigger farm in my vision. I'm a small little farm right now, but I see a bigger farm. I see me learning a lot more about the technical side of the computers and stuff like that. And I actually see myself having a place, someplace in Africa. If you're saying 10 years from now, yes, having a place, someplace in Africa and Saka. You know, I'm doing works out there and getting my name planted in Africa soil.
That's their market. I tell you, they would really do some major impact in Africa because they love talent.
Yes, I
and performance and style and pattern and everything there. So
I actually was told that when I started doing videos, I was told that, hey, you should come to Africa because they would love your skills in Africa. And I was just learning to do it, but because I push myself to do good at anything that I pick up and try to do, I try to do it best humanly possible, you know. So he was like, yeah, you should come to Africa and use your video skills. But I'm like, no, we want to reach Africa as artists.
Yes.
You know? Yeah.
And that's the thing, you have to choose when you're multi-talented as a creative. Sometimes you have to choose what you prioritize, you know, so you can put the time in. I want to just big up the Ras Attitude for being just a solid individual, hardworking, family orientated, a man of his word, a man who has a history of service to the community. You know what I mean? And it's just an honor to have the on this platform. I'm happy I can have this platform to share with my audience. Although it's small, we have a really good industry people as part of that audience. And I want the family to just really support this brethren. It's worthy, the message is dear, no slackness, positive vibration, clean, just good music. And I have to not talk about the things we don't like about the industry. We have to fund and support things that we love about the industry. So big up Ras Attitude.
Give thanks.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I
big up the Lion Pride.
Yeah.
Why? Because the time has come for the Lions to tell our own story. And this is Lion's Voice.
Lion's Voice. Do remember to check out Boondocks TV, Ras Attitude. Remember to type Attitude to 545454. Lion's Voice, people. Upful and bright attitude, say that. Rain and roll, yeah. Lion Voice, rain and roll, yeah. Can't take the Rasta out them fi no fool, cause we no Selassie rain and roll. Rain and roll, yeah. Selassie I rain and roll. We drop them in the fire pool, make them know say Selassie I rain and roll. Royal Kushite, ancient essence, Emperor Selassie in a majestical presence, clash of all sevens, projecting through I events. We sing a song for the king, we bring joy and blessing and overstanding, yeah. We hail Jah every day, rain and roll, yeah. Selassie rain and roll. Them can't take the Lion Voice people before we know Queen Omega she rain and roll. Tinker Attitude said that. Boondocks, Black Organization of Noble Diplomats Optimizing Expressions. Boondocks.
Yeah. Well, Haile Selassie the first, the Almighty, and he was crowned with Empress Menen. And you see there come a time in every relationship in it brand new and your heart is full of doubt. And you try investigate to check things out. And sometimes you see if you follow word of mouth, you end up take the wrong route. Well, it's a mystery, what a mystery, and I can't see. But will she diss me? Will she trick me? Or is it just me? But it's a mystery, what a mystery, and I can't see. But will she diss me? Or will she be the wife and mother of my baby? Sometimes I feel like she's holding back. Something inside says it don't react. Sometimes I hear how the people chat. More most of the time we ignore all of that. The way she read books made my soul relax. Love how she look and she proud to be black. Me love how she cook and how she state the fact. She said the wicked are female like wax. Well, it's a mystery, what a mystery, and I can't see. Well, will she diss me? Will she trick me? Or is it just me? Then, well, it's a mystery, what a mystery, and I can't see. Well, will she diss me? Or will she be my wife and mother of my baby? When we come together, everything is clear. Anytime we touch, I know love is there. Sometimes it seems like this girl disappear, and when me ask, me can't find this girl anywhere. Plus, nobody knows a thing when me ask around. And on me head, wonder if she a get passed around in somebody bed, and them have me as the clown. That's when me hear the telephone sound. Well, it's a mystery, what a mystery, and I can't see. Well, will she diss me? Will she trick me? Or is it just me? Then, well, it's a mystery, what a mystery, and I can't see. Well, will she trick me? Or will she be my wife and mother of my baby? She don't got no one bag of man, she no took on my road. And when me ask about this girl, seem like nobody knows. Me love the way how she dress, how she put on her clothes. But if she step on the street, she no push up her nose. Love the way how she neat and she never expose. But if she step on a beach, of her body she proud. Love the way how she speak, she stand out in a crowd. Make me feel like send me head in the cloud.